All right. Thank you again so much for being here. I'm Katie. This is Stretch and Flow. We will be on and off the floor quite a bit this morning. So if you know that you don't love those quick transitions at all, or especially right off the bat, you can go ahead, grab a chair. So anytime my hands go to the floor, your hands can go to the seat or the base of that chair. But to start off, we're going to go ahead and start standing toward the back of our space. So if you have a mat, you'll make your way toward the back of it. If not, just go ahead and take a big step back. We're going to go ahead, wiggle the toes, take a deep breath in, a long breath out. And we'll take that again. Go ahead, close your eyes. I want you to relax your shoulders, down your back. And really focus on that deep inhale, breathing in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Good, feel your knees soften. Bring some awareness to your core. Relax your face, your jaw. Let's focus in on one more breath in and out. Perfect. Wiggle those fingers for me. Just bring some more awareness back to your body. Notice kind of what you want or need today. Good. And flutter those eyes open. Again, soften the knees. We're going to tuck the chin here. Feel that nice little stretch right away through the back of your neck. Good. And then carefully, we're going to start to roll down toward the floor. So keeping your chin tucked. Nice big round in the back as we reach down for the floor. And this first one, we might not be able to reach too far just yet. And please know that is more than fine. Good. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders, your fingers when you get to that lowest point. Good. From here, I want you to bend your right knee and bend your left knee. Good. Not too far, not too big. Good. Kind of like we're pedaling that out, right and left. Looking between those knees. Good. Now bend both your knees around your back again. We're slowly going to roll back up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Your head comes up last. Your shoulders roll back when you get up to standing. Rotate those palms forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the chin. We're going to do that again, rolling down slowly. Good. Individually noticing each and every vertebrae. Good. And release into that low point. Again, we're going to walk out those knees, just bending one at a time, following your breath. Everything today is at your own pace. If something feels really, really good and you want to stay right there in that stretch, you're more than welcome to. And if something isn't working for you, feel free to do something else. Child's pose, find a down dog, take a walk around the room, whatever you need. Go ahead, bend those knees, round the back, tuck the chin. We come back up to standing. Head, neck, and shoulders, roll back, lift up high. Inhale, we do that one more time. And exhale, tuck the chin, round it over, release everything through that back body. And walk out those knees. Notice maybe you're reaching a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe you can bend those knees a little bit more, straighten out the opposite leg. Perfect. Let's straighten both the knees here, sink in a little bit deeper. Feeling gravity pulling the crown of the head toward the floor. Good. Relax your shoulders. Notice anywhere you might still be holding tension. Try to breathe it out. Let it go. From here, we're going to channel a little bit of strength. I want you to bend your knees, bring some awareness to your core, drawing the belly button inward. We're going to plant the hands on the floor, and I want you to walk it out toward the top of your space into a high plank or like the top of a push-up position. So your hands are gonna be right under your shoulders. We're just here for a second, nice and strong, breathe in. And as you breathe out, I want you to shift your hips up and back into your down dog. Drive the heels down. They might not be super close to the floor just yet. Good, inhale, we're gonna shift back into that high plank. So shifting the weight forward, shoulders stop right on top of the wrists. Hips are coming with us to make that nice flat line. Good, and inhale, let's shoot those hips back up, down dog. Good, exhale, lower it back down, plank. If you need to drop to your knees at any time, you're more than welcome to. Last time, down dog, hips up and back. Good, and let's stay here. Pedal out the heels, adjust anything that you might need to. I'm gonna bring my hands in just a tiny bit closer. Good, we're driving one heel down at a time, tucking the chin, biceps next to those ears. Now I want you to check in with your hands. Spread out those fingers, press evenly into your palms. You might have one side that kind of likes to take over for you, typically that dominant side. Try to just spread out that weight. Good, let's drive both heels down, send those hips up and back toward the ceiling. Good, bend the knees. From here, we're gonna step the feet up to the hands. Take your time, tiptoe it if you want. And let's inhale, take that half lift. So back is nice and flat. We're lengthening through the tailbone. Hands are on top of the thighs or the shins. Just make sure you're not pressing down on those knees. We inhale. Exhale, lower that back down. Relax your head and neck. Shake your head, no. Nod your head, yes. Good, relax your head. We bend the knees. Again, we roll it up just like before, one vertebrae at a time. Now we're just at the top of your mat. Good. Take those shoulders up, back, and down. Rotate the palms forward. Okay, check in on your perfect posture here. So soft bend in the knees. Weight evenly placed between your 2 feet. We're tucking the pelvis forward slightly, just so we're not arching the back or sticking the booty out. No pressure on the spine, so we tuck the hips forward. We keep the chest open, the shoulders down, the chin lifted. And let's move into our sun salutations. Let's take a deep inhale, sweep those arms up high, lengthen through the fingers. Exhale, swan dive back down to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Good job. Bend the knees, plant your hands on the floor under your shoulders. We step back into that high plank. Press the floor away from you. Rotate the eye of your elbow forward. If you want to drop to those knees, go ahead. We inhale, lower everything down to the floor. Hug your elbows in. Good. Sweep through. We're going to hold here. So remember our cobra, we have a lot of different variations or levels here. If you can fully extend those arms and that feels good on your low back, awesome, you're gonna stay right here. If this just feels not right for you, I want you to lower down. You're gonna stay on those forearms. So elbows are gonna stay underneath the shoulders. We're still lifting the chest, little arch in the back. Good, and if you want something in between, you can press up on those hands, just keep the elbows bent more. Wherever you are, give me one more deep breath in. Exhale, curl your toes under, shoot the hips up and back. Find that downward dog again. Good, let's pedal out those heels. Good, checking in on all those little cues, evenly into the hands. Biceps next to the ears, hips up high. Trying to straighten out your back and your legs, but if you're not quite there just yet, don't worry about it. It's just where you're headed. Drive both heels down. Bend the knees, step feet to hands. Again, we inhale, find that half lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Feel those hamstrings, say hello and release. Good, soften the knees, a little more energy as we come up. Reverse swan dive, we reach the arms out and up. As we come up to standing, exhale your hands to heart center. Don't worry, we'll do that one more time. All right, find that perfect posture. Awareness in your core, tuck the hips forward. And let's go again. Inhale, arms rise, look between those hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flatten out the back, drop the shoulders down. Good, release. Hands find the floor, bend the knees as much as you need. Step it back, high plank. Lower to the knees to modify, then everything lowers to the floor together. Good, sweep through, find your cobra. Good, drop the shoulders down. Curl the toes under, hips go up and back, find your downward dog, pedal it out. Friendly reminder, nothing that we do today will be a race. Nothing that we do today is meant to like break or discourage you. Everything should be at your own pace. Try not to overthink anything. If something doesn't feel right, you can change it. You can slow down. You do whatever you need to do. This is meant to make you feel really, really good and just better than when we started. Let's go ahead, drive both of your heels down. Let's inhale, sweep that right leg up into a single leg dog for me. So we're lengthening through the toes and squaring off the hips. You can take a quick little stretch for your ankle, maybe draw some circles, point and flex those toes. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll bend that knee, sweep that foot right between your hands. Good, left foot's gonna turn out wide, so plant that back heel. Come on up, meet me in a warrior one. So remember, the hips are square toward the front of the room. We're pressing that whole left side forward. Right knee is tracking straight ahead. Good, stay here. We'll build some heat in that right thigh. We'll find some length in the left hip flexors. Good, reconnect to your breath. Reach through those fingertips. Perfect. Good, inhale. Exhale, we open this up, warrior two. So remember, back foot turns out a little bit wider. The hips and shoulders open toward the side, and we're gazing past those right fingertips. Perfect, relax those shoulders. Let's inhale. Exhale, right forearm finds the top of the right thigh. And we're gonna reach that left arm straight up. And again, I want you to push out of that bottom shoulder. So just make sure you're not using it as a pillow, scrunching everything up. We just want to find a little bit of length. Good, if you can, rotate your head, look straight up toward that top hand. We inhale. We exhale, reverse warrior. So you're gonna come back through that warrior two, flip your right palm over, and then we'll just tilt up and back to reverse that. So your right knee doesn't have to do a thing. It's staying in the exact same place. Your left hand is resting on the back of that left leg, or if you prefer, you can take a little bind, sweep it toward that front hip crease. Good, your back is arching, you are still breathing. Take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, hands are going to windmill down toward the floor. We rotate that back heel straight up. Now press your hips straight down. Good, and we'll stay right here just for a couple breaths. So most of your weight is in that front heel. Knee and ankle are in a straight line. Soften your elbows. Do me a favor, engage your glutes, especially that left side. Good, let it go. Press the hips down a little bit more. Relax your face. We inhale. And exhale, step back, find that down dog, pedal it out. Good, spread out those fingers. Perfect, drive both of your heels down. And we'll start to get ready for that other side. So if you need to take a moment, find your child's pose, take a little break, go ahead. If you're ready, You're gonna kick that left leg up and back, square off those hips, so pressing the left hip forward. Shake out your foot, your ankle, whatever you need here. Draw some circles. Good, then we bend that knee and sweep that foot through right between our hands. So left toes are forward, that left heel is on the floor. Rotate your right foot out, so those toes are turned out, the heel is down. Come on up, warrior one on that left side, sinking in. So a lot of times we think of just sinking forward. Try to think of sinking down and then forward, and that's gonna make sure we're not putting too much pressure on the knee and that everything starts to get lined up properly. Let's check in, rotate that right side forward so the hips and the shoulders are even. Again, there's a lot to remember. Sometimes we forget to breathe. Deep inhale with me. Exhale, drop those shoulders down, sink into the legs a little bit more. Inhale. And exhale, we open this up, warrior two. Good, so hips open, shoulders open. Left knee still tracking straight ahead toward the middle of that foot. Gazing past those front fingertips. Good. Left forearm finds the left thigh. Right arm reaches straight up. We gaze up toward that top hand, pressing out of that bottom shoulder. Good, sink in, breathe. Good, moving toward our reverse warrior. Let's inhale. Exhale, come through that warrior two. Flip that left palm over. We exhale up and back. Reverse it. So remember, left knee doesn't have to do anything. Just needs to stay strong and straight ahead. If you want to take that right hand toward that front hip crease, little bind, go ahead. Good, deep, purposeful inhale. Exhale, windmill those hands to the floor. Back heel rotates up. We find that low lunge. You might need to shift the weight back a tiny bit. Biggest thing here, we check on that knee and ankle in a straight line. Good, soften the elbows, press those hips straight down. You have energy pressing out of that back heel. Good, engage those glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and release. Good, press down a little bit more. We inhale. Exhale, step it back down, dog. Let's pedal this out one more time. Good, drive those heels down. Notice where they are. Notice how you feel. Your ankles, that Achilles tendon, those calf muscles, all the way up to your hamstrings. How do the backs of those legs feel? Good, soften the knees. Bend a little bit more. And a little bit more until those knees float all the way down to the floor. From here, we're gonna do a little myofascial release. So if you've ever done like foam rolling or used a yoga ball or a lacrosse ball, this might feel very similar, and we're gonna work into your calves a little bit. So I want you to take your left knee and you're gonna cross it over the back of your right leg. So that knee's gonna find kind of the belly or the middle of that calf muscle. So the biggest part of your right calf muscle. And right away, you're probably gonna notice just the weight of your other leg kind of starting to break up some of that scar tissue, any of that fascia adhesions that we have that kind of bundle up and yuck up our muscles. So what I want you to do is flex your left foot, and like a water pump, I want you to pull that left heel towards your glute and then carefully drop it down. Good. And if you need to at any time, if your shoulders are really fatigued or your arms are just tired, lower down to your forearms. Perfect. Good. We're going to keep moving here, but I want you to slide that left knee down the back of your right calf, maybe an inch, and scoot your hips back an inch as well. And we're just going to keep moving through here. Good. Our calves are very, very overlooked in so many ways. It's really nice just to give them some very isolated attention. Go ahead, slide that knee down a little bit more, scoot the hips back a little more. Good. And then if you angle that left ankle to the side, whether it's outward or inward, you can notice how that stretch changes. If you want, you can make your way back up that calf on the inside or outside. I noticed that the inside of my calf muscle needs a lot more love. And that can differ just kind of depending on how and what you stretch, how you walk or run, a lot of different things. Good. We'll go ahead, release that, and switch sides. So we'll cross right over left. And again, we'll start kind of right in the middle, or right on the biggest part of your calf muscle. So kind of notice that weight of the knee on the back of that calf. We'll flex the foot and just find that little water pump action. So pulling the heel in toward the glute, kind of like a hamstring curl, and dropping it down. Good, and then when you're ready, go ahead, slide it down a little bit, scoot the hips back a little bit more. Good, and this is kind of one of those hurts so good moments. Might not feel super awesome in the moment, but later on, I promise it'll feel better. Good, scoot down a little bit more, scoot back a little bit more. Good, and again, you can start to angle that top leg if you'd like, in and out, working your way back up. Good, slowly, gently, taking your time. Who needs a foam roller, right? I'm kidding, we all do. Good, let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good job. All right, both knees back on the floor. We're gonna meet up in a tabletop position. So back is nice and flat, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale with me. Let's just move through our cat and cow a few times. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, press through those shoulders. Nice big round in that back. Good, let's inhale, lift the tailbone, arch the back, lift the chin, looking up. Good, let's do that again. Exhale, round the back, exaggerate that movement. Inhale, arch, sweep the chin up, sweep the tailbone high. Good, let's do one more of each. Round the back. And arch the back, look up. Awesome, good job. Find that neutral spine for me. Let's give the shoulders a little bit of love. Inhale, reach that right arm up high, open up the chest. Good, exhale, thread your needle. So right shoulder draws toward the floor. That right hand sweeps behind the left palm. Extending that left arm out. Good, reaching through all of the fingertips. We inhale. And exhale, pull that left hand in below the shoulder. Press yourself back up into that tabletop. Adjust. Good, and let's take the other side. Keep that awareness in your core here as we inhale, open the chest, stack the shoulders. And exhale, thread your needle. Left shoulder drawing toward the floor. Right hand reaching straight out, lengthening through those fingertips. Good, breathing in. And exhale, draw that right hand in. Press yourself back up into that tabletop position. Go ahead, draw your big toes together, send your knees out wide, and let's find a child's pose. Just for a couple breaths here, reaching those hands forward, driving the palms into the floor. Shooting those hips back toward your heels. Good, rest your forehead on the floor if you can. Give me one more deep breath in here. And exhale that out. Hands draw in, we press up. Good, lifting the chest. We're gonna bring those knees together and just have the seat on your heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free, flip it over and you can have the seat right on those sits bones. I want you to wrap your arms behind your back, interlace the fingers or just grab onto opposite wrists. We'll lengthen those knuckles down toward the floor. Roll the hips forward just a little bit. Good, opening up the chest, shoulders pressing down and back. I want you to drop your chin to your chest just like we started. Good, and from here I want you to trace your right side of your collarbone with your chin. Up to that shoulder. Good, now lift your head up. I want you to drop your head back, kind of like you're trying to shake water out of your right ear. Good, look up at the sky. Head rolls over to the left side. It's like you're trying to get water out of that left ear. Good, rotate your head so you're looking down at your shoulder. Don't worry, we'll do this again if you're like, what is this girl talking about? We'll do it again. Good, now trace your chin down that left collarbone. Good, back to the center. We're gonna do that same side again. So trace that right side of your collarbone. Good, tilt that right ear back. Perfect. Look up to the sky, looking over to the left. Good, rotate, look down at that shoulder. Trace that collarbone back to the center. Good, you can close your eyes. We're gonna take the other side. So trace that left collarbone. Drop that left ear back. Roll it back, look up at the sky, over to that right side. Look down at that shoulder. Trace that right collarbone. Good, one more time. Trace that left side. Drop that left ear back. Gazing up at the sky, looking over to the right. Good, look down at that shoulder. Trace down, chin to chest. Good, hold here. Perfect, flutter those eyes open. Look up, release those hands. I want you to give yourself a big hug. So you're gonna wrap your palms behind your back, reaching toward that space in between your shoulder blades. Now lift the elbows up, not the shoulders. Perfect, inhale, open that up. As you exhale, I want you to cross the other arm in front or on top. Good, reach toward that space where we're squeezing the shoulder blades. Good, reach, reach, reach. Good, now drop the shoulders, lift the elbows. 3, 2, and release. Very nice. All right, find a seated position for me. Let's find our butterfly. Soles of the feet come together, knees drop out to the sides. We're sitting up tall. We inhale and exhale, hinge it forward at those hips. Press the knees down with the elbows, lengthen through the crown of the head. Good, exhale, press down a little bit more, hinge in a little bit deeper for 3, 2, and release. Very good. Go ahead, draw those knees together. Hug behind those hamstrings, round the back, and carefully lower down onto your back with me. Good, relax your head on the floor, drop your hands down to your sides, take a little rock side to side with those knees. As big or small as you'd like. Good, keeping the shoulders on the floor. Good, you can stay right here. You can extend those legs all the way out. Palms rotate up toward the ceiling. If there's any other stretches or any poses that you need, go ahead, take those now. Good, or you can just sink into that mat, close your eyes, reconnect to your breath, those deep inhales, those long exhales. Good, notice how you feel. Notice how you feel compared to when we started. Good, go ahead, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Carefully, when you're ready, roll over to one side. You can use that bottom arm as a pillow. And then use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall and proud. Good, and when you get there, we'll take one more breath together. Let's inhale, reach those arms up, up, up. Palms find one another. Long exhale. Down to your heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Have a great day, guys. If you have any questions or need anything, please let me know.